it goes. There it goes.
we go. All right. Good morning, and we are back in TerraFirmaPunk with HonneyPlays, and
Hi.
we are heading on to the next chapter in this tour series. And
Yep,
we
can't
just got
wait.
done looking at some of the.
Oh, creeper!
Really? Where? Where'd he go?
Right there next to the track. Okay, he didn't explode. He didn't explode. Okay.
Yeah, he shouldn't bother us. So we just got done looking at all
Spider,
the
cow,
wondrous
skeleton.
steam power machines.
Yep. Which were amazing. The automaton and the little servo thing. Oh, that was so cool.
Okay. I think we've got a long ways to go on this one. So how are you enjoying the pack so far, honey?
I'm really enjoying it. I've always loved the sort of the steampunk theme, and I think it's really a nice fit. I've said that every episode, I know, but I just really think it complements it well with this type of a slow pack, a slow progressive pack. It's nice to have a set of mods added in that are also sort of a slow progression, and I think you've done a really nice job of blending everything in to match TerraFirmaCraft itself. And you know TerraFirmaCraft pretty well. You've been playing it for a few years, so being able to understand the nature of that particular mod and go, okay, I'm going to interweave these.
I started when the Bloomery was the top machine. That was it.
Yeah.
And the Bloomery did everything for you. But they've added a few other, just a few other devices since then.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, they're going like hog wild on the food with all the different taste things, and although I don't think it's a bad thing, it's interesting to be able to do the pickling or the salting. I think all that's really good. But there's just the level of detail with TerraFirmaCraft to begin with is just incredible. I'm a big fan of TerraFirmaCraft in general as a mod. Ooh, I see things. And then I think the steampunk really adds a lot of things. Like, I'm excited you're going to be talking about the RailCraft stuff. Because obviously we've been riding the rails. And, whoa! What went boom?
I'm thinking that's part of the thumper. I think it might be right over there.
Okay.
I left it running.
That thumper, man. That thumper. That was very ominous.
If it's still causing a problem, I'll go shut it off.
I'm not too worried about it. I just want to know what okay, it's a steady thump. It's a steady thump. Okay. Yeah. But you know what? That's actually rather appropriate. The steady thump of the industrial, booming steam thumper going in the background. I'm okay with it if you're okay with it. Oh, look at this.
As long as it's off in the distance, that's fine. Okay.
This is the biggest one yet, darling.
Oh, this isn't even that big. This is the ruined library.
Oh, it's fabulous.
Come inside and check it out.
The whole side is just
gone.
Gone.
And you notice on this side of the building, it's all cobble. Like when stuff falls down
and it is breaking down. Yeah.
It falls down and it turns into cobble. Now I don't have a way to get up to the second floor, but there's a spawner up there on the second floor. Oh yeah, we can fly.
Like, I'm pretty sure. I only remember because last episode you were flying. I'm like, oh yeah, I can fly.
Well, it was kind of necessary around the thumper.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so that's a bad skeleton. Okay.
It is a skeleton.
Yeah, and look at the remnants of the racks, of the shelves, the bookshelves. Very nice.
There should be a couple of vanilla bookshelves too.
Over here, I see one.
It is very randomized. The ruins mod. Oh, I never turned the train off.
Oh no! Oh no!
It's still
it's still trying to go. Oh! But it's stopped. I'm like, I got off it okay. So it's still trying to go. Oh, you poor little choo-choo.
So all the cobwebs, the bookshelves, and the monster spawner, those are all random. So every time you find this building, it'll all be different. It'll all have different stuff in it.
Oh, well, that's appropriate though for the different way that this particular area decayed or was, broken into, etc. That's awesome. I like that. That's a nice touch.
But let's go ahead and delve into RailCraft.
Okay.
And one of the first things that you're going to have to do in RailCraft is create this little machine over here.
It's puffing and huffing. Rolling machine.
The rolling machine. The rolling machine is going to be how you make your rails. So you have to take iron ingots or steel ingots, put them in the rolling machine, and it's going to roll them into rails.
Oh, that's awesome! Like a metal roll, like because there are machines that bend and roll and shape metal. Okay.
And then you're actually gonna have to put them together with wooden ties, or you could even use stone ties.
Oh, it's literally. I thought that would just pump out the rail, the track.
No, it pumps out. It pumps out the rail
of the
metal rail, and you have to take 6 rails and a stack of wooden ties and craft.
To pull it all together.
Go ahead and open up your NEI, and you can kind of see what it looks like.
Okay.
Type in track.
All right.
In NEI, and there's all the tracks that you can make. You've got wooden tracks. You've got reinforced tracks. You've got electric tracks.
Now this is also showing the old vanilla recipe.
Yeah.
Wooden rail bed, and then you've got the standard. So it's interesting that you can compare. You know, that's expensive with the 4 iron and the sticks, but then look at this. You've got rail. This is the 6 rails you were saying.
That's actually the TerraFirmaCraft recipe, and I cannot figure out how to get rid of it.
Ah.
I want to turn it off. A lot of the other recipes I've been able to turn off and just use whichever mod I want to choose.
And in this case, the RailCraft. Look at that. So you've got your standard rails, 6 of them, and then that makes 32. So that does make a healthy amount of track. It's not like you're just getting 4 or 8 tracks, but still, that's a substantial amount before you even get your hands on the first track. Okay.
Right, and the rolling machine also makes sheets and plates and the other things, but it takes to power the rolling machine takes BuildCraft power. And I think in Agrarian Skies you're familiar with the different types of energy.
Yeah.
BuildCraft, thermal expansion.
And the thermal, yeah, right.
So this all takes BuildCraft power, and RailCraft comes with a couple of machines that produce RailCraft power. This first one is called the Hobbyist Steam Engine. And you load it up with coal, water, and you got to give it a redstone signal to work.
Okay. That's a steam engine. Hobbyist steam engine. I love it. Coal, water, and it's got the pressure to just keep going. Okay.
So this is how you're going to have to get started in RailCraft, is to make this little setup right here.
Okay.
It doesn't look all that impressive unless it's spitting off steam like this, which is kind of cool.
Well, yeah.
I didn't know it did that.
Awesome. Oh, that is fabulous. And then over here, I can see you've already got like a whole bunch of raily stuff set up.
Yeah, I'll get into those in a second.
Yeah. I figured, but I'm an eager beaver, and I saw it, so I was just gonna comment. Look at that.
To make the tracks and to run your steam engine, originally you needed to have something called coal coke, and this little machine right here.
Oh, I've done this.
This is your coke oven. So you're familiar with
Adkit and Neko. I don't remember what the mod pack was, or maybe it was one of his custom mod packs. But yeah, I remember putting in the stuff and getting the coal coke, and then I was having to get rid of the extra oil, and yeah, I remember this.
And you can actually use the oil as a fuel.
Oh, good.
Creosote. Yeah, and the creosote, you also to make the wooden ties for the rail track, you need the creosote
so you have to dip them?
oil. Yeah.
I knew it. I knew it. See, in Arizona, when I grew up, a lot of folks would take the old abandoned railroad ties
Hmm.
because the railroad goes about every so often. They go about and they change out the ties for wear and tear before it's a problem. And a lot of people take because it's a desert, you take the railroad ties and you would use them in your lawn. You'd use them, to make, and then you put rocks in the middle. But you'd like make like a rock bed or you make a
Yep.
flower bed, and a lot of people would put those railroad ties down.
That's
So you're probably
exactly.
familiar. I think you've seen
That's
those.
how my
And
yard is. All my
yeah,
flower beds are lined with railroad ties.
with railroad ties, yeah. And then as they break down, I mean, it's just but a lot of people don't realize, having grown up around the railroad ties in our yards, they're treated. It's not just wood
Oh
out
yeah,
there.
definitely.
It's
Um,
soaked and it's treated.
my grandparents' house is really close to a railroad track, so I got to see the tracks up close as a little kid.
Being put together, and it's a never ending process. It really is. You don't realize it, but it's a constant maintenance thing. Okay, sorry to get distracted, but that's the first thing I thought of with railroad things, and then you talking about the ties, is I remember that.
Yep. So
Okay.
the next cool feature that I like is this tank here, this water
Iron tank
tank,
gauge, right. Now this is where
and
you can.
it can store any liquid.
Okay.
I've filled a tank with these with milk once. I set up. I have a little tutorial, and it's from a couple of years ago, and I use another mod to milk a cow, and then I fill up the tank with milk. It's just I was working on trying to make an automated cake baking machine, and for a cake you need buckets of
Oh,
milk.
you need the buckets of milk, so you were trying to get. Okay.
So I filled the tank with
Makes
milk.
sense.
Yeah. You could put the creosote oil into it. You can put water in it. You can put TerraFirmaCraft water in it. You could put fresh water. You could put salt water.
All right, so that means with some of the terra firma craft, you could put your buckets of you can get your vinegar or your whatever for tannin if you want massive amount, whatever it is. This is interesting. So this is just a giant tank, and
It's
then
just a
you've got the
giant
little
tank.
water. Yeah, just telling you right now, there's water in here, but there could be anything. And I'm
Um,
assuming that you could make this taller if you wanted, or is this the shape? Period.
the largest I think is 7 by 7,
Okay.
and they actually you could put another 7 by 7 tank on top of it, and then another 7 by 7 tank on top of that, and another one on
So,
top of
and
that.
like the barrels that kind of go are now are they is it all one giant amount, or is it just,
When
each one is accessible for its tank?
let me build a tank for you, and I'll show you
Oh,
what
that's okay. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to just
happens. No, this is fairly simple, straightforward. So if you stick two valves together like that,
yeah.
and then you build another tank on top of it, the liquid from the top tank will flow into the lower tank.
I can see it's presto changeo. It's changing.
Yeah, it's recalculating
It's recalculating and updating. Yeah.
every time I put another block up there. So you can stack them on top of each other as long as you have the valves matching up.
Okay. So as long as there's the pipe flow, we're good to go. So the valves in this case.
But
Okay.
yeah, you don't. With other tank mods, you actually have to connect them with pipes of some sort.
Right, on the outside, like we see in Agrarian Skies, Toothfist and all that, and there's, you can see all the pipes outside and underneath and everything.
And
And this is all the
in the
valves.
recent update, one of the recent updates, Biox made it so that the barrels do connect to liquid pipes. So you could have a Terra Firma Craft barrel on top of this, collecting rainwater, and pipe it into the bigger tank. It should work. I haven't totally
Okay.
tested it, but it should work.
Interesting.
So let's get on to the rail itself,
Okay. Okay.
the train itself. And I said I was going to show you how to uh, interface with the train. So go ahead
Yeah, I
and
did
right
peek
click
at
on.
the tank, and I saw this just pure water just to help support it.
Yeah, that was more
Fuel it.
aesthetic. It doesn't actually connect to the train itself.
Does it? Okay, so that's all right. Because I'm like, that looks cool. That's all it's meant to do is look
Yeah,
cool.
I
Okay,
wish it
well, I'll
actually
bought
would.
that.
I wish it would dump water into the train, but it doesn't.
Okay. So then looking at
There's
the steam.
so you have places where you can stick your fuel, and it doesn't always have to be charcoal. I saw somebody putting blaze rods in here too.
Oh, dude, I see there is some coal cake or coal coke. Wow.
Yeah, I stuck it in there so I wouldn't have to destroy it. And there's a slot for your ticket down at the bottom.
Ah,
Stick your golden ticket in there.
look at that.
I should have done that from the beginning, but I didn't notice the ticket slot.
Okay.
And then you've got several buttons. You've got a running button,
idle.
and then you've got speeds, and then you've got one that's for backing up. Let's see if we can stick it in backup.
Now I remember when as we were preparing for each episode, you had it in idle mode, so it was it was there, and we kind of got start up again, and it did this one little lurch. It's like, okay, we're warming up, and then it had to take a moment to build up because to conserve power, it wasn't just running.
Right.
It was idle. It shut down a little bit. I loved that, and then we waited for it to suddenly decide to go chugga. There it goes.
It's going backwards.
I love the little steam. It really, all those little, the sounds, the steam vent, this visual of the smoke coming out. It's just wonderful how it all comes together.
And there's something you're gonna need. Let me see if I
Now you can see the water. You can see the temperature of the water and the steam building up. Awesome.
For this next part, we're gonna need a crowbar. So I'm gonna toss you a crowbar.
Okay. Got it.
Now, this is our piggy's last stop. So we want to get him off of the train. So what
Do
I
I
want
have
you
to brain the piggy?
No. we're gonna disconnect him from the train.
Oh,
So I'm gonna show you how to disconnect him from the train as soon as I can.
that's awesome. Okay.
So you want to shift and right click on the cart that the piggy is sitting in. Shift right click.
Link started.
Okay, and then shift right click on the one in front of him.
Link broken.
Okay.
Is he separate now?
Let's see if we can get him separated.
He's
Yep,
separate. He's separate.
separated.
Sorry, Pigville. You are no more.
You gotta go. So to connect up all the trains, you do the same thing. You shift and right click on the first one and then the second one, and it'll link them together.
Okay, so I could push the piggy back and link it together again.
Yes, if you want to.
Well, I'm not going to push the piggy all the way back. I don't think that's going to go very well.
Yeah,
It'll take 10 minutes trying to
it's-
push the piggy back, and it's going to go all the way. Okay. Yeah. It's bad enough corralling piggies not in carts, let alone in cart. Okay. So that's how we would do it. We would link them, we would unlink them with the crowbar.
Right.
Okay.
And all of this stuff has to be crafted, once again, using the rolling machine.
I totally didn't just pop you in the back.
I didn't feel it.
I knew we were creative. You were safe. Okay.
So yeah, all of this stuff that we've been talking about, except for the Coke oven, has to be crafted in the rolling machine. Or parts for it have to be crafted in the rolling machine.
Right, which makes sense. So if I take a look at NEI for the crowbar, for example.
The crowbar doesn't.
Reinforced crowbar. You can see all the different nice wrought iron. Okay, I see how you've worked all that. The red, I was curious about that. The red dye or the hematite powder is how you get the handle nice. Okay, so looking at a track.
Okay.
All these things you've loaded in.
Some of the recipes worked perfectly the first time. Some of the recipes I've had to alter and change to make them work. And
look at that loader.
For RailCraft, the hobbyist steam engine, I believe I've set it up so that you have to have. Okay, no, that one's not. There was something. Oh, it's the next part. Okay. I was trying to make it so that you had to use parts from the Steam Power mod to make the RailCraft stuff, but that's only this part over here.
Okay.
Now, this is a little tiny steam engine.
Right.
But we have a uber-sized Big Brother granddaddy steam engine over here.
Yeah, and I knew that was the eager beaver bit. It's like, look! I see the gauges. Now we're not gonna go boom like last episode, right? Right?
As long as I don't turn it on.
We're gonna release the steam pressure.
I don't have it working right now.
Okay.
This is just a demonstration of what it looks like, and this is how I thought it was supposed to work, but I couldn't get it working. I think it requires some pipes to connect the steam boiler with the steam turbine, and something else to connect the rock crusher. But this is a small, one of the smallest
fueled boiler firebox.
Yeah.
Love it. Okay, one of the smallest. I'm sorry.
You can. This is the liquid fuel. You can take your creosote oil and put it in here, and it'll run.
Oh, that's cool.
So this is another thing you can do with a lot of your leftover creosote.
Yeah, now that is fantastic, because I know that when I used this with the pack with Advocate and Echo, you got a lot of that byproduct. You got a heck of a lot of byproduct.
So one of the things you can do with it is stick it in this boiler.
Okay.
Yeah, and these are some more of the RailCraft parts.
Right. I saw the different gears. So we've got iron, gold plate, iron gear, steel gears. Wire support frame. Is that for like going up and down?
It says you use to place track on shunting wire.
Yeah, what's shunting wire?
I'm not sure what the shunting wire is.
Okay.
I really haven't explored a lot of RailCraft myself. I've mostly just used the tanks.
Look at all this. The limit track, adjust the speed so you can slow them down, starts and stop. You can have it completely automated where it stops at a certain area for so long, passing locomotives blow their whistle at a spot. Oh!
And you've got...
Couple and decouple passing carts?
You've got detector blocks that will detect what is in each minecart. So we could automate the process of detaching Pigville and sending him down a separate track.
For, of course, moving goods to a certain area, moving animals to a certain area. Wow. Does not require support below. Oh, suspended track. Can cross gaps. Does not require support below. Versus the wire support frame that requires the wire support. Okay, so that's just a component that works with it for crossing over things, making bridges, etc. Yeah, but then you can also do the suspended track.
On our trip out here, we crossed over several bodies of water and a couple of ravines.
Ravines, right.
And I built some bridges.
Yeah, I saw those different things as we went. So that's just that's the components to do that, to make that. So I really do like this building. It's very nice. Half.
it's my half a library.
Yeah, it's very nice. It's very nice. Yeah, and of course I have the greatest respect for you, Wolfie, for your building skills in general. You are an incredible builder. Really, really love seeing your different projects that you've done. Although I know these aren't necessarily things that I know you say you and some other people are all worked with this, but yeah, I just love it.
Yeah, some of the builds we've looked at are stuff I've done. Some of the builds were done by Spud.
Right.
Spud Gun helped me out with the first couple of buildings we ran into.
Right.
And I'm going to discuss some of the buildings in the next chapter.
That's fine.
So when we get to that. But these parts here do require you to have the Flaxbeard steam power.
I was actually about to say that. So this obviously incorporate. I mean, you can see the steam in the parts and the various things. This obviously is a component that goes hand in hand with the steam.
And RailCraft by itself does not do that. So I had to tweak some of the recipes to make it
Ah!
require.
You said that every once in a while the mobs will have, look at this, a rare draining skeleton.
Mm-hmm. This
TFC
is
Enderborn, and he's all fancy pants.
this is an infernal mob. If you look at his hit points, he's got like 4,000 health.
4,000, yeah. And you can see he's got the little bent ruler-y thing.
Yeah, he's the aristocratic skeleton. He's got
With
a
the
top hat and a cane, and he's got fancy pants.
Yeah, he literally has fancy pants on. And Mr. OneWolfe gave me a new hat, so I now have an emerald top hat.
She's got the leprechaun hat.
I have a fancy pants hat too now.
Yep.
Oh, very cool. I saw him drop down and spawn. I'm like, wait. That's one of the things that you were telling me when we saw the Minotaur last episode. And he was an engineer, and he had the engineering boots, but he was also a steam Minotaur. So there you go.
Yeah,
or Minotaur
and when you're starting out, like your first couple of days or even your first week, if you see these stinky skeletons, or any of the mobs that have particle effects, you really want to stay away from them.
That's terrifying.
I've seen zombies with particle effects that did not die during the course of a day. They sat there and burned and burned and burned, and they wouldn't die.
Oh, and then of course regen up at night. I'm still here. Oh, scary.
Yeah.
Scary. Okay, so RailCraft is really, really interesting, really unique. A lot of stuff you could do with that, obviously, and way more than just your average, hey, here's a track, I'm going from point A to point B, or even a roller coaster thing, you know. This is... Could you imagine the roller coasters that you could do with the speed up, slow down tracks, and and the different coupling, drop your cart and then pick it up again after it's gone backwards a while? Oh, this is amazing.
Yeah, you can do a lot of fun stuff with this.
Okay.
Definitely. And we're coming up on 30 minutes, so 25 maybe?
Ish.
It's noon on the second day, so...
Anything else that you want to go ahead and cover, or are we pretty much good for the next one?
I think we're good for this one.
I do too.
Good.
It's awesome. Thank you so much. I really loved all the parts. Been looking forward to the RailCraft one. I know at the very beginning I was like, wee, you were on the train. You're like, we'll get to it. I will show you the bits. Like, okay, so we finally got to it. That's awesome.
We finally got to the little bits.
Yeah, so I hope you guys had fun with our continuing TerraFirmaPunk tour. We will come back one more time for kind of a wrap-up of it, and possibly more later, but that's it for now. I hope you guys had fun.
Okay. Thanks, honey. Bye-bye.
Bye.